Karen Guymer is the co-winner of the ballad category this year. Welcome, Karen.
Thanks, Alan.
You seem to be quite a regular at the top of the list each year. How do you do it?
Oh gosh, I guess the shortest answer would be attention to detail.
Yes.
When you write a song, you get your first draft, and sometimes, most of the times, you need to go back and revisit it. And even when you've revisited it on a number of occasions, I think the reason, like you say, why do I keep being successful at that level, is attention to absolute minor detail. So sometimes even like the rhyming in a song, sometimes when you're singing with your guitar and you're going through it, you think it rhymes, but then if you sit back and look at it more objectively, you find it doesn't really, but just sort of making it rhyme. So sometimes you do need to go back and really fix some words, or get rid of a joining word, or look at a descriptive word which could be said better, or remove a whole line because you're repeating the same idea twice in the same set of 4 lines. So attention to detail, I think.
Right. Love Dances in the Rain. What a lovely title.
Thank you.
What's the song about then?
Okay, so Love Dances in the Rain. It's a love song, but it goes deeper than that. It's supposed to be talking about, in life, especially in relationships, you have ups, you have downs, things don't always go right. But if you truly love, even if the rain being like a metaphor for, things can go wrong, love will always win through. So love will dance in the rain. So as crappy as life can get, love will always shine through.
Well, lovely sentiment. Now, in the performance, I've heard it sung as a duet.
Yes.
Was it meant to be a duet?
Yes, it was meant to be a duet. I did do the rough version myself with my own voice because I didn't know how to really source another voice that I wanted at the time. I did go overseas and do a version. I didn't travel overseas, but I looked on Google for 2 overseas artists. Yes. And I did get an American lady and an American guy with an incredibly beautiful deep voice to do their duet version. But for the purpose for me in Australia and for promoting myself, I guess, I used Rick Hart,
yes,
who Rick was Songwriter of the Year a couple of years ago,
yes,
who has a magnificent country voice. So he and I did a version. Yeah. And then this evening when we do our performance, Jacques will do a version with me. So there you go.
Okay, you and Jack up on stage, eh?
I know, first time doing a duet.
Oh, I haven't seen that before.
So, as in a duet. Hardly funny, ha ha ha.
And you're obviously continuing to write, Karen. You've got quite a back catalogue of really, really great songs. What are you writing at the moment?
Oh, thanks, Alan. I don't write as prolifically perhaps as some people. So at the moment, I usually try to do at least 4 a year, which maybe that's not a lot in some people's books, but it is to me. So at the moment I've written 2. One I have finished, but again, attention to detail and going back to change. It's called Loyalty. And it came about, if my son's watching this, he and I had a bit of a disagreement one day. And I was very hurt, his parents are. And what I really wanted to say to him, it doesn't matter, whatever it is, blood's thicker than water, and I'm always here for you, whatever's gone wrong. So I went away and I wrote a song based on that, blood is thicker than water, and I sort of changed the chorus to say, blood runs thicker than all the seas. Sure as the sun will rise, you can depend on me forever. That's loyalty. So that's the basis of the chorus. Now the verse, when I first wrote it, was probably a bit too personal about the interaction between my son and I. So what I've chosen to do, even though I finished the song, I'm going to go back and I'm actually going to redo the verses to talk about it in a more generic sense of a mother speaking to a son about maybe his first broken heart, and that the mother will always be there for him, rather than it. So I guess that's what I mean with attention to detail and making it universally acceptable. It doesn't need to be about my personal story. So if I can make a story that happens in lots of households anyway, and teenagers have their first love and they get a broken heart and they're upset and they think the world's come to a big end, that mum and dad or whoever is always going to be there because they're blood and they'll look after them, and there you go.
What a lovely sentiment. That's really great. And you're absolutely correct when you come to talk about universal themes, because that's a universal theme that'll run through hundreds and thousands of songs, and people can relate to that, can't they?
They can, and I guess that's the difference. Too often I do start writing from a personal experience, and then when I finish penning the personal experience, and I have to sit back and go, okay, I don't really need to share it on that level. There must be another way I can share the same sentiment, but on a more neutral level, and yeah, that's what I try to do. Yeah. Like A Hero in Us All, which I think you may have heard at some point.
I have heard that. I have played that on the radio.
Yeah.
It is a lovely song, and again, universal themes.
Yeah, helping people, giving your time. How priceless giving your time is to someone. It's such a small gift, but it's an amazing gift that can make someone's day totally turn around.
That's right. Yeah, great. All right. Well, lovely to talk to you again, Karen.
Thanks, Alan.
Hopefully we might even talk next year. You never know.
You never know. You never know.
It depends on those pesky judges out there, doesn't it?
Those judges have been very kind to me. Very kind. I really appreciate it.
Okay. Karen Guymer, the co-winner of the ballad category.